What if everything Yeo-Un ever trained for, every technique, every power, every single battle he has ever fought, was engineered hundreds of years ago to fight one single enemy? Chapter 3, 117, just dropped. The founding heavenly demon finally speaks, and this changes everything. The chapter opens with Yeo-Un releasing a blade chi strike so powerful it splits the sky in half. The cult members are not just shocked, they are confused, because this is not Formless Blade. This is something completely different. Hai Bong says it perfectly. Looking at Yeo-Un right now feels like staring into an endless void. The man they knew is gone. Then something even more unbelievable happens. The heavenly demon sword lifts off the ground on its own. No one touched it. It just rises, hums, and flies straight toward Yeo-Un, and every single cult member drops to their knees. Not because they were ordered to, instinctively, they just bow. Inside Yeo-Un's mind, everything is dark. Not like the memory illusions he experienced from the sword or the cold ice staff. Those were bright. This is different. This feels real. Like he truly exists inside this space. He calls for Nano, nothing. He calls again, still nothing. He is completely isolated. And then a voice comes from behind him. Not bad. Yeo-Un spins around. Standing there is a man, wearing a bright smile, an infinite demonic aura radiating from him, the dignity of someone who has never once lost. And he says, I would expect nothing less from my own descendant. This is the founding heavenly demon, the man who reached the mystic realm at 18 years old, at a time when the strongest people in all of Murim existed. He surpassed every single one of them, the most powerful, the invincible existence of his entire era. He immediately tells Yeo-Un not to bow. He explains he is just a fragment of will, the same way the heavenly demon's sword carries an imprint of who he was. Then he compliments Yeo-Un for arriving here so quickly. Yeo-Un tries to be humble. The founding heavenly demon's response? Stop it. You are genuinely talented. You completed the demonic path. Yeo-Un blinks. The demonic path? And that is when the founding heavenly demon drops the first bomb. He says, were you not aware of it, despite having done all that? And then an immense amount of heavenly demon chi erupts from him, shaking the entire dark realm. He speaks calmly, the wrath and resentment of the dragon that failed to ascend to the heavens. It stabbed the heavens and took on the energy of the demon instead. That is the basis of the demonic path. Let that land for a second. Heavenly, demon. Chi was never just dark energy. It was the spiritual energy of a fallen mythical creature, a dragon, an imugi, that tried to ascend to the heavens and failed. Its dying rage, its grief, its resentment, that became demonic chi. But here is the cold part. Yeo-Un asked directly, did you force the imugi into corruption? It was not simply sealed away, was it? The founding heavenly demon nods without hesitation. Yes. It is unfortunate for the dragon, but I had no choice. This man deliberately corrupted a god-level creature on purpose to build a weapon. Then Yeo-Un asked about the abandoned Sword Valley, the place where a mysterious word, sword, was carved into a cliff. The founding heavenly demon wrote that himself. And yes, he fought the supreme saber god there. Now remember, the supreme saber god is one of the biggest threats to Yeo-Un in the entire series right now. So what does the founding heavenly demon think of him? He was not particularly skilled compared to his techniques at that time. He had merely begun to understand the concept of chi. He just called one of Murim's greatest legends a beginner. He also confirms he stabbed the supreme saber god through the head and thought he killed him. The reason he survived? Almost certainly an essence core, which means he has been absorbing power for potentially hundreds of years. The version Yeo-Woon is fighting now is incomparably stronger than what the founding heavenly demon once faced. Now, we get to the core of this chapter. The founding heavenly demon tells Yeo-Woon about a prophecy. Long ago, a prophet came to him and said this: in the far future, the divine cult will face a great threat. An immortal will bring the entirety of Murim to ruin. He admits he was skeptical at first. Immortality should not be possible. A human life is limited no matter what martial realm they reach. But he took it seriously enough to research it. He went through countless ancient records, and he found the answer. Absorbing the spiritual energy of all five sacred beings can grant immortality. So he prepared 3 measures. The first, prevent anyone from obtaining the 5 essence cores. Problem: sacred creatures just keep being reborn. The cycle never ends. This measure alone was not enough. The second, have either himself or a future successor become immortal first, so they would stand on equal footing against the immortal threat. And here comes the best moment of this entire chapter. Yeo-Woon mentions that the historical records say the founding heavenly demon already ascended to immortality. He quotes directly: as the year drew to an end, the heavenly demon achieved Tao through martial arts and ascended to immortality. The founding heavenly demon's reaction: I did that? That's good. Completely unbothered. Did not care even slightly. Absolute final boss energy. Now, the third measure. The founding heavenly demon did not just want to match the immortal. He wanted to kill it. To prove there is no such thing as absolute immortality. He believed that if he could find a way to stop mythical creatures from healing themselves, he could kill them too. He studied martial arts, Buddhist teachings, Taoist knowledge, and he found an important truth. Mythical creatures are born from divine spiritual power existing between heaven and earth. Yeo-Woon immediately understands, to resist divine spiritual power, you need its direct opposite. The founding heavenly demon smiles. And what would that be? Demonic chi. That was the beginning of the demonic path. Think about what this means. Every technique Yeo-Woon has ever trained in, every power he has built, the entire heavenly demon divine cult, hundreds of years of demonic martial arts tradition, all of it was engineered from the very beginning as a weapon to kill an immortal. Yeo-Woon is not just the 24th leader. He is the completion of a plan that is centuries old. The series is approaching its end. The novel has 340 chapters. The manhwa just hit 317. There are roughly 20 to 30 chapters left. But there is a sequel, Descent of the Demon God. The story is not over. Now I want to know what you think. Is the supreme saber god the immortal from the prophecy? Or is there someone else coming that we have not seen yet?